Hi, I'm Richard Perry and I'm here at Tomoka Spirits Boutique in St Albans. This is part of our Business Tipples series of interviews where we're going to be talking to some of the greatest entrepreneurs and business owners that we know and respect. So as I say, Tomoka Spirits recently voted the world's best independent spirits retailer. I'm here with Jas and Shane, who are the founders and the owners of the business. And we're going to be talking to Craig Featherstone today over a few drinks. So welcome guys, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Hello everybody. So a little bit about Craig before we start asking him a few questions about what really makes him tick. And Craig was trained by the best. He's a master tailor, Savile Row tailor, worked with some of the best names and has dressed and suited some of the well-known people, the elite sports world, politicians and obviously people that really want some style in their life. So Craig, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Nice to be here.
So look, everyone has their own reasons for starting their business. What was it for you?
Well, I think I got to a point where I couldn't achieve what I knew I was capable of, where I was. You know, if you're working for a company and they don't share the same passion or the same vision as you, you kind of become a bit unmanageable. Because I'm not one to be told average is enough.
No, you seek perfection.
Yeah. So. Yes. The only way to get things, well in my case suits the way I know they should be done and done to the best I know they can be, is to do it myself.
That's great. Look, so now you've started your business a couple of years back. Would you say you've had a breakthrough moment in terms of the business, the growth of the business? And what was that?
Well, I think the breakthrough moment was the first day I was on my own and the first suit I made, suddenly I got the passion back again. Wow. You know, again, it's very hard to sell a product if you don't believe in it. And as soon as I started my company up, and then I was more hands-on myself again, because I used to tailor for years, you know, sit there sewing away. And then I spent the last 10 years as a director of a company, but, you know, having a lot of people doing all the work that I used to love doing. So to actually put the thin ball on again and make something the way I know it can be done, with all the hand stitching and work that needs to go into it, you know, I just had the buzz instantly. My first suit putting on the dummy, and I've made thousands of suits, but the first one with my label on it, that was my breakthrough moment.
How did that feel?
Amazing, absolutely amazing, and that's kind of what I've probably been missing.
So, in terms of developing the brand, because obviously Featherstone is a brand itself, it's all obviously you, but there's the clothes and the products you make. Is there going to be a limit to, you know, naturally there's a limit to how many people you can physically serve yourself, so how are you going to develop the brand? Well,
yeah, I mean, I made more in the first year than I thought I could, to be honest. I mean, again, when I went away from tailoring and became more on the business side of tailoring for, in companies, it was all about numbers. With me now, it's more about enjoying what I do again. So family life and balance of work is very important to me. But I know what I can do and how many suits I can physically make. And what I've learned in the first nearly 2 years is that I can actually scale up and do more, but without rushing anything. Because it's important to me to have a good service for the client and make sure everything is done properly.
Right, because your foundation is built on what your initial thought is, right?
Yeah.
And then from there you escalate up.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep that core.
Yeah.
You have to keep that core.
I don't need to make thousands of suits. I can, and it's nice to actually have like a little club. My clients, it's like almost a little club together.
Absolutely.
Some of them know each other because a lot of my work comes from you know, word of mouth recommendations. So a lot of my clients know each other or know of each other, and word gets around. So that's how I get business. But also it's nice to keep. They like the fact that it's quite exclusive. You know, not anyone can come to. I haven't got a shop, so people can't just walk in and see me. They have to either be recommended or they have to know about me. Yeah. So it's quite an exclusive thing in that
unique,
way.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Craig, I wanted to just touch on something that you said we were talking about earlier. Obviously, we start businesses because we have a passion for your industry, whatever it may be. In your case, tailoring. In our case, it's drinks and spirits. So you set up a business and you've mastered what you do in your profession, but you've got to make this business work, right? And I think some of the hardest challenges that faces people, certainly faces us, is how we make our business work, and so we are able to move up and keep a roof over our heads and, you know, turn into a business that's successful.
Well, for me, I think a lot of it is listening to people.
Mm.
And in my case, obviously a lot of the clients I make for, they've been successful. So I always think if someone's done it, they kind of know what they're talking about. So I'll always take advice of people who have done well in a certain industry. It may be a completely different industry to mine,
Yeah.
but they've obviously got something good.
The skills are transferable, aren't they?
Yeah.
From running a
In business, if I know
Yeah.
nothing about business and these guys have got great big companies, I'm going to take their advice. And you'd be surprised how many people love to give advice.
Absolutely.
When you ask, sometimes you don't want to ask someone,
Yeah.
but actually as soon as you do, you kind of pluck up the courage to ask them. You'd be surprised that, especially start-up business, people are so willing to help you.
Yeah.
And you know, I had a mentor for a couple of years as well,
Right.
which it's something maybe I would pass down and be a mentor to someone else one day,
Wow.
because it is so helpful for just people to bounce your ideas off, and they're not telling you what to do,
Yeah.
but they're kind of just guiding you and saying, well, maybe you should try this, or maybe and that helps a lot. So I think always listening, and even in the tailoring, me learning tailoring, I didn't get taught by one person or one company. I got taught by one guy at the very beginning how clothes go together, but then I spent the next 10 odd years listening to other tailors, and not, because a lot of people get stuck in there, I was showed this way, this must be it, and not ask any questions. I always say, well, why does that do that? Wouldn't that fit that better, or wouldn't that do that? And that was by me asking a lot of older tailors as well.
Yeah.
So I think listening to people is very
What's the best advice someone's ever given you?
to go on my own.
Take control.
I think it's again the product. Whatever you're into, whether it's clothes or suits or making your own whiskies or gins or whatever. Make sure that product's the best you can make it. And if I was a woodworker, I would want to be the best woodworker. I wouldn't want to just be a woodworker.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Whatever I do, I want to be, at least strive to be at the best of what
Yeah.
you're into.
Yeah.
Because then you've got the best chance of succeeding in anything. The business is, we can talk about business, that can get you so far, and some people can be lucky. But I think whatever trade you're in or whatever industry you're in, you've got to strive to be at least the best you can be in that industry, and I don't think you're going to go too far wrong that way.
Yeah. So concentrating on what you do,
Yeah.
especially in your business model, is about real personal.
Yeah.
Being
That's
personal.
my number one thing.
Yeah.
When I'm in my workshop and I'm sewing away, I'm making sure everything's as good as I can get it, and and perfect, so it will last. It's the product, because that's my business there.
Yeah.
I'm
You
maybe the
make
name of the
business on
business,
your
but that's my
brand, yeah.
business. If I make a bad one of them,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get that client again. So
Right.
it is number one is your product. Make sure that's the best it can be,
Okay.
and everything else you can learn as you go along.
Has there been any pitfalls? Like, have you had some harsh learning lessons when it actually comes down to numbers and stuff?
No, there was that word cash flow that people used to say a lot, and I think I've got no problem there. Before I started the business, I made sure I had a bit of money behind me. But funny enough, again, being very experienced at that kind of thing, the more orders you get, suddenly, if you get more orders than you think, yes, you're actually paying out quite a lot. And, so that is a very important lesson.
Yeah.
Is
That's
cash
a real
flow.
hard one for any
Yeah,
business,
yeah.
and the cash flow is
Cash
a big
flow,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
especially if you think, is it 1,500 businesses get bust every day?
Exactly.
And
yeah.
probably most of them because it's selling too much and
Yeah.
they're not getting the money.
There's
Simple
also the
stuff.
advice, no, not the advice, that people used to say, oh, most businesses lose money in the first year. I never understood that. Why would I go into business if I'm going to lose money? I want to make money from day one, not lose money. So that
Yeah.
I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
No,
What do
you're
you
right.
what do you see as like your vision for the future then? I know you were mentioning you just obviously had your own weave done.
Yeah, that's my own tweet there. I mean, things like this is, for me, it's stuff not all tailors do, but you don't need to do. But it's because I love it.
Sets you apart. as
Yeah,
well.
and to have my own tweed, I thought that was one of my. I always had a list, and for years, I mean, it's from reading books and stuff like that. But you've got to think of what you want first, and you've got to believe you can get there, and you'll get there. You'll get there eventually. And I always had a list, and one of the things on my list was having my own family tweed.
Right.
And the next thing I know, I've looked and I've got it.
Yeah.
And the same with businesses. I'll have my own business one day. I'll have this, I'll have that. Yeah, everything's reachable, but you've got to believe it yourself, and you've got to just vision it and live it in your head.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I do.
Yeah.
What's the next thought you're going to put in your head to?
I just want to do this forever, to be honest. And my vision of the future, like you said, is just to make beautiful clothes, and hopefully, it's a bit of an ego thing, but I want to be known as the best in bespoke. I used to hear stories, think, oh, I remember that great tailor back in there. And there's always people talking about, remember the great tailors back then. And everything they'd talk about, thinking, well, I've got all that. So I kind of, if anything, it'd be nice to, when people mention real bespoke, proper bespoke, pure bespoke, everything done by hand, that my name is the first one that comes to people's minds. That's what I would love in the future.
And apart from obviously wanting to make a suit for me, who would you want to make a suit for? What is your kind of, these are the guys that I'd like to make a suit for?
I've kind of done that already, if I'm honest. You know, I don't put anyone above anyone else, but if you're talking about famous people or your heads of states and stuff like that, or royalty, I've done that. I've done, you know, royalty, presidents, you know, famous people. My biggest buzz, which is funny enough, is when I see someone I really know in my suits, like a friend. I made a friend of mine a suit for his wedding last year, and that's, you know, when I'm sitting there at the wedding and watching it, that's where I get the, you know, the most out of it. Yeah, it's great to have, you know, big names on your client list, but anyone in my suits, to be honest, I just love making them.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Do you think there's somebody out there in the public eye that would really benefit from your services right now?
There's a few. Again, I'm not one to throw taste around as well. There's a lot of bloggers and stylists and so-called whatever, people on all this social media and telling people how to dress. That's not me at all. Everyone's individual. There's not one way to dress. I can give my, you know, professional opinion on fit and what I like. Doesn't mean I'm right.
But it's okay, so if you were making a suit for someone and they say, right, well, I always have it like this, I always do, do you kind of say, well, you know, it's your job, I guess, to...
Well, they're coming to me. They're coming to me for a reason. You know, if they just wanted something that, you know, that I don't do, they could go anywhere. But they're coming to me because, you know, they've obviously seen what I've done or have heard about what I can do. So I would give my advice as much as I can, because, you know, to flatter their body shape, and hopefully they'll listen to my experience, because I've been doing it a long time. But if there's something they particularly definitely want, and it's in the realms of, I think, is you're not going to make my brand look bad, I will do it because they're paying the money. But if it's something I think is not going to look great at all, and it's not great for me, you know, then I'll just encourage them to go someone else.
Good. Yeah. Well, you're here in our shop in St Albans, and we'd like you to share a drink with us as well. So what we've got here, I know
I've already been sharing, so
You need to catch up with us.
So this is a really nice. So liqueurs, you know, have a lot of history, been distilled for many generations in all parts of the world, and this one is from a company called Audamus, which is Latin for live to dare, which I think we all do in business. And this is called the Covert, which is a liqueur that is not just about traditional liqueur like cassis and strawberries and whatever it may be. This is about marrying flavours to bring a new style of liqueur. And it's got orange, honey, figs, it's got cognac base. So yeah, I thought we would
I've actually finished mine.
sample this.
Do you need a straw?
And just see what you think.
Oh, that's right up my street.
Yeah.
I'm not known for drinking,
No, I know.
but that is beautiful. No,
You like it?
I've got a sweet tooth, and that is absolutely beautiful. It's smooth, fruity, but
It's got
a little bit of
fruitiness,
warmth there
yeah.
as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think any of those traits of that drink appear in your business and the way you do things?
Well, fruity.
Let's have a look.
Smooth. Smooth would be more.
Yeah. Featherstone.
Smooth,
Fruit. I think we've got the branding.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We'll run with that.
We'll get you to do a little tailor jacket for the bottle, and that's it.
I love it. Yeah. And if you could get these guys suited up, that would be quite a good
Yeah.
look for the shop.
We need a uniform for you guys.
Yeah.
You've definitely got it with a drink. That is phenomenal.
Yeah,
You've some beautiful stuff here.
No, it's fantastic. It's a great. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure being in here.
It's great. Thanks for coming to join us at Business Tipples,
My
the
pleasure.
first one. Hopefully you have many.
Yeah.
And you've been really good, and you've given us a lot of insight into what you do and how you get about your daily business. Who would you like to see come in and talk Business Tipples with us?
Oh, okay. I mean, there's a lot of people I can think of, but the first person actually to spring to mind would be a very good friend of mine who's actually helped me along the way, and it's probably one of the people I was mentioning about listening to people.
Okay.
And he's a man called Trevor Divney from GCL,
Right.
a company called GCL. I think you would benefit from his
his advice and knowledge.
Okay.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
But so Craig, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and it's been a pleasure having this conversation
Yeah,
over a nice drink.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we look forward to doing it again.
Well, I look forward to shopping now because this is amazing.
So yeah, thanks for your time.
Well,
It's
thanks
been a
for
pleasure to
having
hear about you
Great.
and obviously about the business, but and we wish you all the best for the business.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate
we'll have
the
you
time.
back when you are at the next level, beyond what you ever thought you could do.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice.